How the hell did you even conceive to throw in Bernard Getz, Cazals? Like, nigga, like, what are you talking about right now?
Nah, I don't know if a lot of niggas remember Bernard Getz though, but
I
that's when he
remember.
went on that shooting spree
Yes.
shit. Yeah, little, typical frail white dude with the glasses on and shit. He had the ill frames on and shit.
Bigger than his face.
Yeah.
Are you
know what I mean?
are you taking us back to that era, man?
I'm just rhyming, my nigga.
Right.
I mean, the beat make me go where I go, but I love all that energy shit too, though. So I just felt the track, and that was the first line that came to my head. Bernard Getz,
That shit
this
is
Cazals
crazy.
on. Like,
That shit is.
I got those on right now, the round looking.
You almost gotta be a old New York cat to really understand that.
Yeah, the language.
And that's why I wanted to because I really appreciate that gem right there. Now, this album, we're gonna get into this, but this album moves so much into the here and now. You know what I'm saying, into 2015.
True story.
You know, with
yeah.
the and not just New York, but beyond New York. But this record right here took me back to 42nd Street. 4 in the
Train
morning.
station, yeah,
you're talking about the shell toes and the whole nine. Was that the intention?
Exactly, just to give you that fresh hip hop feeling again. I'm big on beats, man. And I think that this track right here, when I heard it, it took me back to the streets of New York. When MCing was so serious, and you had to have a crown, in order to even step in the big park and be an MC. So when I hear this beat, and it just reminds me of that old New York, that old York feeling,
Now, I know we all who lived through that, man. It was a dangerous time. It was a crazy time, but it was an amazing time. And the way y'all just go into like the cocaine talk. Do you miss that element of New York, man?
I mean, New York rap has always been talking about struggle. We always had pain in our verses, and just giving y'all facts on what it is out here in these streets. But yeah, I miss that era, man, because it was a lot of creative artists really shining back then. New York definitely had a Super Friends team back then that was, everybody was authentic, and the way they talked, it was almost like we was talking the same shit, but we was talking different.
Right.
I miss them days, man.
Days were powerful.
When I think about the artists today, I don't see the creative movement happening when it comes to your pen.
The individuality, the originality, and the whole nine.
Yeah, it's like, we took it serious because we was taught by the niggas that did it before us, and we know how important it was to make timeless music. And I just miss those days, though, when you could really wake up and be like, yo, I'm going to get this nigga album, because I know he made a body of work that was special.
Yeah.
So that, I don't really get too many albums no more that I think is niggas really working hard on it. Just seem like niggas just doing what they want to do and get it off.
Now, it's always refreshing to hear Ghost on a Ray track, but he sound different. What's going on with him, man? His voice sounds mad different.
Yeah, I mean, when Ghost definitely laid his joint down, he told me though his voice was kind of like a little ripped up or whatever that day. But we had to do the best that we could, though,
It sounds great, though. It sounds like it's just a whole different...
But that's ill how you caught that, though, because this is true facts, though. He did feel a certain kind of way about his vocals. He was like, yo, I was kind of scratchy or whatever, because he really came in like the ninth inning and really just got to that record right there. But, of course, everybody knows Starks, man. He always going to come off and throw them lines at us, though.
Yep.
He had a cold, he just needed that Mucinex.
Mucinex, right? That
Mucinex would clear him up.
Nigga that come down in your nose and you got to knock him out and all that. You got to cut him.
Yo, so you go from this era, which is definitely retro, and then you go on this track, and you bring in like the present cat that's representing Uptown, that's representing New York right now, ASAP Rocky.
No
the name
doubt.
of this record is called I Got Money.
Yeah.
It's produced by my nigga S1, man.
Yeah,
How's it? Were you in the studio with S1?
Nah, actually, S sent us the track. S is a good friend of mine.
He's a good dude, man.
Super good dude, solid dude. A lot of people don't really know. Like, he's responsible for a lot of bangers, a lot of hit records.
Yo, what up, S1?
Yeah, salute my brother S. Yeah, this was a track that we had tucked in our box for a long time, maybe like 2 years or something. And that's one thing about me, my nigga. I like to stash beats and come back to them later and see if they feel the way they feel when we first got it.
Kind of like Money.
Yeah, and exactly. So and that particular track right there was like, I knew I wanted to throw a lick at it, but I knew I needed something to add on to it though. So I went and got one of the young G's to get on it though. It kind of felt like it needed a young boy on it as well.
Well, let's play this track right now.
Well,
I Got Money featuring ASAP Rocky.
Yep. It's the Combat Jack Show,
That's
nigga.
Right,
what?
We got Shala in the building.
Swing a few bats, some Gretzky, hockey mask on in the check show. I'm eating like Gordon's fisherman hat, a wristband flooded.
First and foremost, man, I never heard Rocky spit like that.
Wow.
I never heard him spit like that. He sounds like he's like you. He's kind of trying to expand, his artistry, man. What made you get Rocky, man?
I like him though, I like him as a person too, but I think he got bars and they got a movement uptown that, reflects on how we used to do our thing. I see here about his team, I just felt like the track fit him, like when I was making this album, of course I was in my A&R mode. Shout out Perry on Dawn. That's my brother that basically, when I sit down and I make the beats and the production and all that shit, me and him is looking at each other, G-checking each other like, yo, this shit is dope or nah, this shit ain't it. But that track right there, we felt like, yo, Rocky would be the nigga that
it's a perfect track. How'd you reach out to him? Did you reach out to him directly?
Yeah, it's so ill because I had met him a couple of months before that though. I had did some work with him. We was doing something, I think it was probably some mixtape throwaway shit. But I had went up to the studio and was fucking with him and shit. And we was just sitting up smoking blunts, laughing and shit, joking and shit. He mad funny and all that. But real cool, solid dude, man. And I told him, I'm gonna come back around and see you for something, And he was like, yo, Chef, whatever, yo, I love to work with you, whatever, Plus you coming through holding me down on something because, they called me in for something.
Right.
So that was my first introduction on meeting him. And the vibe, the energy was real good. It was solid. And I told him, yo, when I come back, I'm gonna have something for you.
All crowd on heat, my rings blink 500 feet away. Hit the church steeples in the D. Brand new shells on a python, a Fisker, a twist from the Aston.